Hey guys, Keon here from the Rocket Hideout coming at you with another top 10 Pokemon video. This time I'm going to be covering my top 10 Pokemon for the rock typing. So let's just jump right into this video. Number 10. For the number 10, we have the coolest rock type Pokemon on this list, and it's Kabutops. It evolved from Kabuto, and Kabutops for me was one of the coolest Pokemon I've had while growing up. I remember playing Fire Red and Leaf Green for the first time and going through Mount Moon and picking up my fossil for the first time and reviving it into a Kabuto in the mansion on Cinnabar Island. The nostalgia for this Pokemon for me is insane. Besides that, I love Kabutops' design. It's like a better Scyther, and it may be weak and frail, but honestly it's just one of those Pokemon with a cool design that makes it so that you don't mind its disabilities. For any of you who watched the anime, I think you remember seeing Kabutops for the first time in episode 28, Attack of the Prehistoric Pokemon, where fossil Pokemon were awakened by dynamite in Grandpa Canyon. And another notable appearance was in the Latias and Latias movie, where an ancient Kabutops and Aerodactyl got resurrected. Other than that, Kabutops, I believe, deserves a spot on this rock type list. Number 9. Number 9, we have another Gen 1 Pokemon added onto the list, and it's Golem. Golem is the coolest rock type Pokemon ever. Not only is it a Gen 1 Pokemon, but its initial design is straightforward and pretty cool. Not only is Golem cool, but we also have to mention Alolan Golem as well, since it got a new typing and a new visual design, including a mustache, which I think is pretty fresh. My favorite thing about Golem really is that it has access to self-destruct. That's one of my favorite moves ever. I think I enjoyed training up a Geodude and evolving it into a Graveler and then a Golem versus leveling up something else. Its whole evolutionary tree is pretty sick. It goes from a Geode to a boulder with 4 arms and then into a rock Golem. It's one of my favorite Pokemons out there for Generations 1, and it deserves a spot on this top 10 rock type list. Number 8. For this spot, I'm adding Tyranitar. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Tyranitar is a fan favorite on top of being a VGC staple. Tyranitar has a pretty cool base design, amazing typing, and is a pseudo-legendary, so it's awesome to have one on your team. I remember when I first saw Tyranitar, I believe was when Pokemon 4 came out. I love the entire evolutionary line from Larvitar to Tyranitar. It's just one of those Pokemons you don't get tired of. The shiny isn't too bad either. It's like this opaque bone color with purple hues, and every time I train one, it's because my brother is training one up, so we put our Tyranitars up against each other to see who's the strongest. I had many iconic battles with it from battling my brother, and it lands a spot on this rock type list for me as one of my favorite rock types. Number 7. Number 7 is a Mon from Generation 7. The coolest rock type you can get in Sun and Moon games, and now Sword and Shield, is Rockruff and Lycanroc. It's one of my favorite evolutionary lines because it's a puppy with a rock color evolving into 3 types of dogs: a werewolf, a normal wolf, and a wolf centered around dusks and sunset. If that's not aesthetic, I don't know what is. When I first played through the Alola region, I decided to go with the Midnight Lycanroc form because it looked the coolest and strongest. My brother also had a Lycanroc, but it was a midday form, which I vibe with pretty heavy. I love the shinies, and I love the overall typing and design. If you watch the Sun and Moon anime, you'll also see Professor Kukui with a Rockruff, followed by Gladion and Olivia, who had different variants of Lycanroc. It's pretty cool that it had an anime appearance, and it's most well known at this point out of all the months in Generation 7 because Ash got the new Dusk variant of the Lycanroc line. But it definitely deserves a spot in this rock type list. Number 6. Next up is Aggron. Man, I really love this Pokemon, and I first saw it when I used to play Pokemon Coliseum for the first time in Emerald way back in the day. I fell in love with the design when I first saw it because it kind of reminded me of a Triceratops with armor, and at that time, I loved dinosaurs because of my brother. When I got Emerald and figured out you can catch and train an Aron, I was so stoked because it was the first time I can actually train one up instead of stealing one from another trainer in Pokemon Coliseum. And ever since then, it's been one of my favorite Pokemon to have in either my PC box or on my team. And I know my brother loves this Pokemon as well. He has one on his team a lot, and recently, he also trained an Aggron up and beat me with that team as well. And ever since then, it's been one of my favorite Pokemons. The shiny version of Aggron looks dope. It's like a minor color change with red eyes instead of the standard blue, but I think it's fine. And one of these days, I will definitely shiny hunt this thing on Sword and Shield, and it's definitely going to be awesome, but that's when I get a capture card. But for now, I'm adding it to the list because of my nostalgia for this Pokemon and my love for this rock type. Number 5. Number 5 is a Pokemon that I ended up loving over time, and the Pokemon to enter the number 5 spot is Credillia and Lileep. These fossil Pokemons I used to hate, but over time and seeing it on my brother's team, I ended up loving them. We have a lot of battles, and each time I see this thing, it's always popping off and doing some cool shit. I love the design, I love that it's shiny, and I also love that it's a fossil Pokemon too, so that's an added bonus if I do say so myself. It's a dual type of rock and grass, which is pretty interesting. I know a lot of people who are seeing this video must have seen Lileep in the anime, and that's where I saw it for the first time. That, and on Emerald when I got to pick my fossil Pokemon. It's a cool Pokemon when it was first released in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and I saw a few people having it around. I think this Pokemon needs more love, and that's why I'm adding it to the list, because honestly, it's one of my favorite rock types out there. Number 4. So number 4 is another fossil Pokemon, and it's Armaldo and Anorith. These are one of the coolest rock type Pokemons out there, not only because they share the bug typing, but their designs look pretty insane and really cool like. I remember the first time Armaldo appeared in the anime on the episode Lights Camera Action, where there was a scene where it played a scene in a movie, which I thought was, you know, pretty okay, it's a good first episode to introduce the Pokemon in. But me personally, I love Armaldo because it appeared in so many things. It's a goofy looking Pokemon that still looks rad, pretty sick, and has bug-like traits instead of plant-like traits versus Lileep and Anorith. I trained up a lot of Armaldos, and I really enjoy battling with one and breeding for one because it's a cool pastime whenever you're bored and have nothing to do while playing Pokemon. It may not be the best battler out there, but it's worth having one in your collection, and that's why it's also on this list as well. Number 3. Number 3 is Tyrantrum and Tyrum. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be in the comment section down below saying, but Kia, there's a lot of fossil Pokemons on the list. But yo, I can't help it. The majority of the fossil Pokemon like Tyron are fucking sick as hell, bro. They're just so sick. They're awesome. It's legit a baby T-Rex, and it's not that bad. So let me explain. When it evolves, it turns into Tyrantrum because it also gets the dragon typing, making it beefy as fuck. Its design I fuck with heavy, and I love the abilities and the large move pool that this beast of a behemoth has. It's definitely a Pokemon you want in your team if you're playing, you know, competitively or want something bulky, or something that has enough damage to take out almost anything. It has, you know, this thing about it that makes it my favorite Pokemon. And my cousin actually introduced it to me when we were playing Sun and Moon when it came out. I'm glad I was there with my brother and my cousin grinding and training one up for battles. It's definitely nostalgic for me, and you know, it's just really awesome because I love rock types, I love dragon types. Just put them together and boom, bro, you don't need anything else, dude. And that's why I'm adding Tyrantrum and Tyrant to this list. They're just amazing rock type Pokemon. Number 2. Finally, as we're getting closer to finishing off this list, we get to see some of my favorite Pokemons of all time, which is just 2 Pokemons because the rest of the list is just fossils and rock types. In the number 2 spot, I have Regirock. It's one of my favorite rock types of all time, and the fact that it's an elemental golem and a mythical at that point makes this Pokemon worth it to be on this list. I remember seeing one for the first time in Pokemon Colosseum in XD Gale of Darkness, and I lost my mind, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? It was sick. Because, like, I didn't know how to get it. It was awesome. I wanted it. And I also remember in the Lucario movie, Ash and his friends had to go up against a trio, Regice, Regirock, and Registeel, which added even more lore to these Pokemon. Most of you remember getting one of these Regis in Emerald, right? With, what is it? It's not really a DLC, more Easter eggs. And also in DPP when you had to get Regigigas, which I think was pretty cool. It's an iconic Pokemon, I'd say, and I also have fun shiny hunting it and collecting it. Battling wise, I think it's strong and pretty decent to have in your party, I say for mid-tier stuff, because in competitive VGC, it's kind of doggy doo-doo. And with Sword and Shield releasing their Crown Tundra DLC, which they already dropped it a while back, you also get to hunt the old Regis on top of the new ones, which I think is awesome because you get Regidraco and Regieleki, which are new Regi typings. It's one of my favorite all-time Pokemon out there, like for rock types, and it heavily deserves the number 2 spot on this list. Number 1. The number 1 spot is the best Pokemon ever. Sudowoodo is my favorite rock type Pokemon of all time. I remember an Emerald version going to the Battle Frontier for the first time and using the water can only to find Sudowoodo there. And who can't forget in Pokemon Colosseum you steal Sudowoodo from Merriby, which I think is the most iconic villains in the Pokemon franchise. You know, Giovanni? Nah, dude. Team Skull? Nah, bro. Archie? Maxie? Nah, bro. Only Merriby here. Everyone remembers Merriby. Besides its appearance in-game, Sudowoodo was also seen in the anime as well, and we can't forget Brock and how he got a bonsai as well. I love the fact that it mimics a tree while being a rock, and it's one of the coolest designs ever. When Generation 4 came around, where we were introduced to bonsai, which I think is cute, little pre-evolution. And let's talk about the shinies, man. The shiny bonsai also looks sick too. It's beautiful. The lime green color with the red leaves just looks like the perfect color combination, dude. I'm cooming right now. It's one of my favorite shinies of all time. And shiny Sudowoodo is just so good. If you ever had time to train one up or shiny hunt it, worth, dude. Worth. It's cool to have on any team, and since not a lot of people use it, you can experiment with its move pool and find a perfect set for your Sudowoodo. And that's it for my top 10 Rock-type Pokemon. If you like this video, make sure to give a thumbs up and turn on the bell icon for more videos that I post. And if you agree with this video or disagree or have any opinions, make sure to let me know in the comments section down below. And let me know what video I should do next. This is Keon of the Rocket Hideout, signing out.